everyone, it's Robin. Welcome to my channel. I have been asked in comments from my last two videos, my first two videos, last two, like I've got, hundreds, my first two videos to please do a review on my Birkin. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm not sure really what information to give you, so I guess I'll just chat about it and give you my experience and my opinions on the bag. And she's right here, that's why I looked. And I'm happy as well to answer any questions. If anybody puts any questions below, I will happily answer questions. I will do a follow-up video if there's enough questions that, warrant another video. But yeah, so let me get started. Here she is. The sides, the back, the other side, the bottom. This Birkin is a 35 centimeter. So that 35 is from corner to corner across the bottom. 35 centimeter. The leather is Chèvre de Coromandel, which is a goat leather. And I think I mentioned in the first video where I showed her. Okay, I'm trying to see. Okay, right here you can see there's like a different texture to the bag. And that's called the spine. And that's one of the hallmarks of this particular leather, this Chèvre de Coromandel. It's not an, now you will see Chèvre leather. This particular goat leather is not the most common one that they do. It's hard, sounds silly, but it's hard to get goats big enough to do a 35 centimeter bag. They do the Chèvre de Coromandel in smaller items. I see it a lot in like wallets and like the smaller, I think I've seen Kellys, like smaller Kellys in it. But this is quite a big bag and it takes a pretty large hide to do one bag. So I think from what I understand, it's difficult sometimes to get a goat big enough to do that. Wait, I think you can just see, yeah, just right down there. You can kind of see the strip and that's the spine of the bag. And I don't know, not really on the, yeah, there's a little bit of one on the bottom, but whatever. So yeah, 35 centimeter, Chèvre de Coromandel. The color is Potiron, which is pumpkin. And this is actually showing a pretty true representation of the color. It's not a truly bright orange. It's like a burnt orange. And the color is exactly the color I was dreaming of forever. I really wanted a darker orange, but the classic orange Birkin. Palladium hardware. And when you have a Birkin, the stamping, which says the Hermes Paris, made in France, the stamp will always coincide with the color of the hardware. I wear my clochette a little bit differently than some people do. I see a lot of people and they'll have it hanging long and they'll have the lock hanging just from this little, maybe I can do this, just from this little area. And to me, over time, I've seen a lot of these broken. To me, that's a lot of weight to have just on that little itty bitty strip of leather. So I have it in there, but then I wrap the whole thing sort of like that. So, and plus I just find them to be kind of fussy when they're swinging all around. So that's how I personally carry my clochette. And some people don't even have theirs on their bag. They're not a day-to-day functional thing. You don't need them on your bag day-to-day. It's really to lock your bag. So let me try and, let me see something. Let me see if I can move this back. And then I'll kind of close up the bag for you. Okay. So you would pull these out. See, this is already gonna get in the way. You would pull those out. I don't lock this up very often, to be honest, because it's, seriously? Okay, there we go. You're not going to do this often because as you can see, like really, I can't even with this. I'm not even going to do it because as you can see, it's a drag. So that is why 90% of the time when you see a Birkin on the street, it's going to be like this, and it's going to be on other bags, it's going to be open and bat wingy. And mine doesn't really do that all that well. It's just not that type of a leather. So look I pulled it apart like that. And as soon as I cinch it back up, she's all, yeah, whatever. I'm good to go. So I carry mine with the flap inside. Some people will do this where they will do the straps across. And I'm not even really a fan of that. It almost looks like a Kelly though, doesn't it? But because I find that it squishes this part in and can kind of flatten your bag a little bit. Anyway, so that's kind of how all the hardware mechanism works. Not that I really did a great job of showing you, but I think you get the gist. And some people also will take their lock and hang it from here. However, what that can do is when you do that, you can get what's called the smile line, and as the lock rocks back and forth as you walk, it will leave like a mark in some leathers, and it also scratches the plate. So I just don't do it. But I like the way it looks though. I think it looks cute when people do it. Okay, so there she is. Let me pull this back in a little bit. Trying to even think of what to tell about it. So I guess I can go into a couple of minor details that you can look for if you're looking for one on your own to determine like authenticity. These are handmade bags, completely stitched by hand. And one of the main differences between an authentic Hermes bag that's very obvious and a fake Hermes bag is the stitching. On a fake bag, the stitching is going to go straight across because it's going to be machine stitched. So the stitches will go do, 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 do. On an Hermes Birkin, let me see if I can get it close enough. You can see that, you can really see on the little handle there. They kind of, they're at an angle. And that's because they're hand stitched and they're, you know, that's just how they do it. And there will be imperfections, believe it or not, which sounds almost counterintuitive. There will be imperfections in the stitching, minor imperfections in an Hermes bag because they're hand stitched. So you can see like little things where, you know, the stitches aren't quite the same width, or there, you know, there's like a crooked area or something. And actually that's okay because it does show that it's a handmade bag. Okay, as for what I carry in it, these are heavy bags. I mean, really heavy. And that's just empty. And then when you start throwing things in it, they get even heavier. This is what I currently carry in it. I carried her today. My notebook for PTA. I'm the PTA chair at my daughter's school, so I have that always. Louis Vuitton Damier of Being. I think this is like the GM makeup bag. I'm not really sure. And it's big. I'm not really showing you to show you my makeup collection, but just that it's a big makeup bag size-wise. And sunglasses for, you know, the 3 days a year it's sunny here in London. I carry my cards and cash in Louis Vuitton mini pochette. And what else do I have in here? I think I see this off. Oh, and I have my key clay, and this just carries my keys. And I think I mentioned in the other one, I always carry my keys in the red one because it's easy to see in the bottom of dark bags, you know, especially at night when I'm trying to search for my keys. So, and occasionally if I'm just going out really quick for like a school run, I can tuck some money in here or anything like that, and then I can just take my key clay. So these are great actually. I'll do a review on these if anybody wants. So that is it empty. It is significantly lighter when it's empty. The reason this is probably a hard bag to carry in terms of weight is when it's heavy, you can't carry it over your shoulder. You have to be like really, really itty bitty to carry this over your shoulder. So this is a crook your arm bag, or this is a like down at your side bag. And so crook your arm, it gets heavy quickly, and you know, so you want to minimize what you have in there. So this is not like a take it out all day and just keep shoving things in like water bottles and stuff. Heck no, you will be dead by the end of the day, and your arms, it's just not, no. So this is the kind of bag that I'll take if I know I'm going like from A to B, B to C, and then like C to home. If I'm going out to dinner with my family, especially if we're going to be in the car. So yeah, the inside when empty looks like this. It's got one slip pocket here that they're meant to be a little flappy. You can put like a phone or something in there. I don't really use that often. And then you've got a zipper pocket. This is an older bag, so it's lined in like the suede. It's unlined. And the other ones are inside. Now the newer ones, they're like the lining is double-sided. So inside, even the pocket, it doesn't have like the suede finish or whatever it's called. They have feet on the bottom, and they will match the hardware of the bag. It's kind of funny. Oh, and this leather, really quick. This leather is a very sturdy leather. The Chef de Coromandel is definitely it doesn't slouch, ever, ever. It will never get that relaxed, floopy look like that a Togo or a Hermes Birkin will. One of the upsides to that is that when it sits on a table, the corners don't slouch past the feet, and so you don't get as much corner wear. So that's kind of a nice feature of this particular leather. But the feet will protect the bottom of the bag from any wear and tear. But it's kind of funny. I've been in an Hermes boutique before where somebody has put their Birkin on the floor, and the response from staff members is actually kind of funny. They will stare at the person like a half a beat more than is comfortable for anybody, you know, sort of and then they will, maintaining eye contact and thinly veiled displeasure, they will walk around the counter and pick up the Birkin. They won't say anything to you like, oh no, put it up on the counter. It's like they want to school you. They make you feel ashamed for what you've just done with your own bag. And they'll put it on the counter, and it's like, you know, nobody puts baby in the corner, nobody puts Birkin on the floor. Shoot. So I haven't done it. I watched that happen, and I've learned my lesson the hard way. I just hold it. But you know, this is going to horrify some people. As a matter of fact, it's going to horrify Trina. Trina, when I tell you this, you're going to die. I put it on the floor of the tube, like on the ground, because on the tube, there's no real way to hold this in my lap without looking like I'm scared to death, like a little old lady. So it goes in between my feet on the ground, but I still hold the handles because it's a bag. It's a great bag. It is a bag that I dreamed about forever and ever. But it's a bag. So it's going to get scratched, and it's going to get dinged, and it's going to take some hits for the team. And I won't love it any less. I don't love it any less for, you know, any of the corner wear that it has. I don't love it any less for any of the scratches on the hardware. So I don't really know what else to tell you about this Birkin. Oh, and I know that B. Rachel is going to want me to tell this story. So really quick, I name my bags, and this one is no exception. This is Margaret Thatcher. I mean absolutely no disrespect with that. I call her Margaret Thatcher because, as I mentioned, this leather is very sturdy, very upright, very dependable. And so it kind of started out as a joke, like, you know, she's the Iron Lady. And so I almost called her Queen Elizabeth, but I was like, ooh, that's going to get me in trouble somewhere. So yeah, she is Margaret Thatcher. And I say that with all respect because I think Margaret Thatcher was fantastic. So yeah, in my first video, I think even B. Rachel said something about I need to do a review on Margaret. So this is Margaret Thatcher, or Mags. I call her Mags around the house. I'm not saying that that's normal. I'm not even like, no apologies. It's just whatever. So that's it. That's all I can really think about to talk about the Birkin. If anybody has any questions, comments, anything like that, feel free to, I'll answer them. And if I get enough questions, I can do like a quick follow-up. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.